Massive creatures, giant jungle beasts, deep sea shadows, and creatures hiding beneath one of the most famous lakes on Earth. These sound like creatures made to scare people. But what if some of them came from something real? Across the world, people have reported strange creatures for generations. Some were seen in dark forests, others were heard in rivers, caves, lakes, and oceans where humans still don't fully understand what is hiding there. And the strange part is, science has already proven that impossible animals once existed. So maybe every legend is not just imagination. Maybe some are memories, mistakes, or warnings from people who saw something they could not explain. Today, we're counting down 5 mythical creatures that could actually be real. Number 5. The Bunyip. Deep in the swamps, rivers, and billabongs of Australia, people once told stories about a creature that waded beneath the water. It was called the Bunyip. Some described it as a huge animal with dark fur, sharp claws, and glowing eyes. Others said it had a long neck, a strange face, and a terrifying cry that echoed through the night. No one could agree on exactly what it looked like, but almost every story had one thing in common. The Bunyip lived near water, and people were warned not to get too close. For many, it was just a monster from Aboriginal legends and old campfire stories. But there may be a real explanation behind it. Australia was once home to giant animals, unlike anything alive today. One of them was Diprotodon, the largest marsupial ever known. It looked like a massive wombat, weighed several tons, and lived near wetlands, rivers, and forests. So imagine ancient people finding huge bones near the water or seeing the last of these massive animals before they disappeared. Without science, fossils, or museums, those remains could easily become the story of a monster. There are also real animals that may have added to the legend, like seals, crocodiles, and strange night sounds from birds or mammals near the water. So maybe the Bunyip was never one single creature. Maybe it was a mixture of real animals, ancient bones, and fear of the dark water. And somewhere in Australia's remote wetlands, the legend still feels alive. Number 4, the sea serpent. For centuries, sailors have reported something terrifying moving through the ocean. A long body beneath the waves, a dark shape rising from the water. A creature so large it looked more like a living snake than any fish they had ever seen. They called it the sea serpent. Some stories described it as longer than a ship, with a head like a dragon and a body that twisted through the water. Others claimed it followed boats, disappeared into storms, or appeared only for a few seconds before sinking back into the deep. For most people, it sounded impossible. But the ocean has always hidden animals that humans barely understand. Long before these stories began, real marine reptiles ruled the seas. Creatures like mosasaurs and plesiosaurs had long bodies, powerful jaws, and shapes that could easily remind ancient people of sea monsters. And even today, some real animals may have helped keep the legend alive. So maybe sailors were not inventing everything. Maybe they saw real creatures, but fear, distance, and the darkness of the ocean turned them into monsters. Scientists have found no proof that a true sea serpent exists today. But in a world where the deep ocean is still barely explored, the legend feels difficult to bury completely. Number 3, the Mapinguari. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, people tell stories about a terrifying creature that moves through the jungle. It is called the Mapinguari. Some describe it as enormous, covered in thick fur and walking on powerful legs. Others say it has long claws, a horrible smell, and a scream so loud it can freeze people with fear. For many, it sounds like a monster made for nightmares. But the strange part is, the Mapinguari may have a real connection to an animal that once existed. South America was once home to giant ground sloths. These were not small animals hanging from trees. They were massive beasts, some as large as elephants with huge claws, strong bodies, and thick hides. They walked on land, fed on plants, and may have looked terrifying to anyone who saw them up close. Some species survived until around the end of the Ice Age, meaning early humans may have encountered them. So imagine people seeing a giant hairy animal moving through the forest, standing on its back legs, and using huge claws to pull down branches. You wouldn't call it a sloth. You would call it a monster. Scientists believe giant ground sloths are extinct, and there is no confirmed proof that any survived in the Amazon. But the rainforest is massive, dense, and still full of places humans rarely enter. So maybe the Mapinguari is just a legend, or maybe it is the last memory of a giant animal the jungle never fully gave back. Number 2, El Gran Maja. Deep in the ocean, people have imagined a creature so massive that it would make every known sea animal look small. Unlike ancient monsters passed down for thousands of years, this creature became famous through modern ocean mysteries, internet stories, and deep-sea legends. Some describe it as enormous, dark, and almost impossible to understand, moving through water so deep that sunlight never reaches them. There is no scientific proof that El Gran Maja exists, but that is what makes the story so unsettling. The ocean is still one of the least explored places on Earth. New species are discovered there all the time, and some creatures, like the giant squid, were once treated almost like myths before science confirmed they were real. So maybe El Gran Maja is only fiction, but the idea behind it comes from a real fear that something huge could live in the deep ocean, far away from cameras, ships, and human eyes. And until we truly know what is hiding beneath the waves, monsters like El Gran Maja will continue to feel possible. Number 1, the Loch Ness Monster. In the dark waters of Scotland's Loch Ness, people have reported something strange for centuries. They call it Nessie. Some say it has a long neck, a small head, and a massive body hidden beneath the surface. Others claim they saw waves moving against the wind, strange shapes rising from the water, or something huge disappearing before they could get closer. For most scientists, the Loch Ness Monster is probably not a prehistoric creature. Many sightings may have been waves, floating logs, large fish, birds, or simple mistakes made in bad weather. But the legend refuses to die. One reason is the lake itself. Loch Ness is deep, dark, cold, and filled with peat-stained water that makes it difficult to see beneath the surface. And long before humans told stories about Nessie, real animals with long necks and massive bodies did exist. These ancient marine reptiles lived during the time of the dinosaurs, swimming through oceans with powerful flippers and long necks. They looked almost exactly like the creature many people imagine when they think of the Loch Ness Monster. Scientists say plesiosaurs went extinct millions of years ago, and there is no solid proof that one survived in Loch Ness. But that is why the mystery is so powerful. Because every time something moves beneath that dark water, people wonder if Nessie is just a legend, or if the lake is still hiding something that we were never meant to find. So what do you think? Are these mythical creatures just stories? Or could one of them still be out there? Leave your answer in the comments, and if you like mysteries like this, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video.